Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Abhinav here. So in this video, I will demonstrate how to work with large data sets using Power Apps. The reason I need to demo this video as you don't find much video related to this topic. And secondly, it's a real life scenario. As you all know, the data grows every day and in weeks or months it will reach to thousands of records. So in these cases, what happens to Power Apps? How Power Apps react? In this video, I will not show 500 or 1000 records, but I will take an example of 10,000 records and we will see the power of Power Apps. How Power Apps can handle these 10,000 records, keeping in mind the delegation limit. And we'll also touch base how to apply search, count, and filter function in PowerApp Gallery, which is connected to these data sources. And we'll be looking into two most popular data sources. First is Microsoft DataVerse, and second is SharePoint. And we'll use all kinds of data type, that is single line of text, multi-line of text, choice column, person column, and date column. So let's take this video out, but first my intro. Welcome back friends. So first of all, I will tell you what all I will be covering in this video. So in this video, I will tell you how to import 10,000 records in SharePoint as well as in DataVerse. And secondly, we will see how to search and filter these 10,000 records in the Power App Gallery, which is connected to these data sources. And we'll also look how to apply search, filter, and count functions in both these data sources. And we'll be using all kinds of data types. And we'll also touch base the most important point in Power App, that is the delegation. As you all know, the default delegable row limit in Power Apps is 500 items and it can be extended to 2000 items. And I would always recommend that always use delegable query to search and filter records in order to get the correct results set. So let's jump into this video. First of all, I will show you the Excel which is containing these 10,000 records. This is the Excel document underscore CSV. If you open this Excel and you will see the record count is 10,000. In order to generate this Excel, I have used some scripts. Now I will import this Excel into SharePoint as well as in Dataverse. So let's see how to import it into SharePoint first, and then we will go to Dataverse. So in SharePoint, I have already imported this Excel into my list. Name of the list is DMS underscore transactions, and you are seeing that the record count is 10,000. Now, how to import this data? It is very simple. You just have to move to home page. It's very simple. First of all, you have to click here. Just click on this new list and you will be populated with the four options. You have to select this from CSV. As soon as you select this from CSV, then it will ask you to upload the file. You have to just upload the file and then it will show you the column name along with the data type. Now you have to correct this column name with the correct data type. Right, so doc ID, it should be a single line of text and title is a default column in SharePoint, so it should be mapped to doc name. And doc author will be a person type of column, so it should be mapped to person of doc. Doc type is a choice column. Doc face is also a choice column, and doc date I have selected as date. After that, when you click on this next button, it will take around, I suppose, 1 or 2 hours to get all the records imported into the SharePoint. It depends on your bandwidth also or the internet connection. Right. So once the data is imported, so you will be seeing all the records in this DMS underscore transaction list. After the record has been imported into DMS underscore transaction, you need to do one thing manually. As I told you, the dog type and dog face is a choice column. So you need to edit this column. Go to column settings, edit, and you need to manually add this choice column. So by default, this choice column will not be populated, right? You need to manually add all these choice column and in the more options, just select these as no, right? Similarly, you have to do for dog face, right? You have to move to column settings, edit, and you have to manually add these choices. And inside this more option, just select all these as no, right? So this point, you have to do it manually. So you are seeing that I've imported this 10,000 record into my list, that is DMS underscore transactions. Now we move to Dataverse. In Dataverse, first of all, you have to create a table. I've already created a table named DMS underscore Dataverse transaction, and you have to add the column and you have to add a column, right? These columns have already been created. You have to just keep in mind one thing, that dog type and dog face is a choice column, and you have to manually insert these choices, right? As I have inserted for dog type and for dog face, right? After the table has been created and all the columns have been created, right, with respect to data types, then you just have to select this table and click on import, import data from Excel. After you click on this import data from Excel, so this screen will be popped up. Right now, you just need to choose that file, documents underscore CSV, right? And after that, you have to just map the columns, right? If you see mapping errors exist, right? So you need to map all the columns like dog author, it should be mapped to dog author, dog date should be mapped to dog date, and so on. After the mapping has been done, you have to just click on the save changes, and after that, you have to just click on that import. And once you import that, right, so all the records will be inserted into this DMS underscore DataVerse transactions. In order to verify these are 10,000 records or not, so you just need to select this and you can export data. Yeah. Now you just need to download this. So once you download this, then it will be coming in your download folder, and you can see that this is the naming convention. And once you open this Excel, then you will see that this also contains these 10,000 records. DMS underscore database transaction. If you select, then you are seeing that this also contains 10,000 records. So it proves that 10,000 records have been inserted into, into my Dataverse table, and the name of the table is DMS underscore database transaction. Right. So now we are ready with both the data sources with the 10,000 records. Now I will show you the app. So this is the app. I divided this app into three screens. First is the home screen, second is the data word screen, and third is the SharePoint screen. So we will first talk about this home screen. It's an intro screen, right, in which I have mentioned that this app will contain two connectors, DataVerse and SharePoint, and and the items in both these connectors is 10,000 items. And to make a comparison, right, I have taken all kinds of data types, that is text column, choice column, person column, and date columns in both these data sources, and we will analyze how filter, search, and count functions will work in both these data sources, right? So before moving on, first of all, you have to add the data connectors. I have added this SharePoint. It is DMS underscore transactions list. It is coming from SharePoint. And I have also added the Dataverse table is DMS underscore Dataverse transactions table. So the most important point is delegation. In order to showcase you the delegation, you have to go to the settings. And in the general tab, you will find the data row limit. As you are seeing that the by default data row limit is 500. So what does this mean? It basically means that you have to write a delegable query. Right? If you are not writing a delegable query, if the query is not delegable, then the if the item count is 500 or less than 500, then you will get the correct result. But if the item count is more than 500, then you will not get the correct result. Right? It can be extended to 2000. I can extend to 2000. And if you extend to 2001, then it will not allow you. Right? So the maximum limit is 2000, but I will recommend that don't increase the delegation limit because it might hit the performance. As you know that the app loads, so it will take 2000 items at once. So it's better to not to change the delegation limit and keep the delegation limit as 500 only. First, I will show you the Dataverse screen, then we'll move to the SharePoint, and then we'll do a comparison in both the Dataverse as well as in SharePoint. I will run this app in play mode in order to understand it much better. So I will show you the implementation part first, then we'll jump to the query. If you click on this Dataverse, right, so it will be navigated to a Dataverse screen. I have divided the screen into multiple things. I will explain each thing one by one. Right. As you are seeing that this is a gallery control, and as of now there are 10,000 items that have been loaded into this gallery. I have I have sorted these 10,000 items in descending order. So that's why you are seeing the top most item as 10,000 items, right? And in this gallery coin, you are seeing the count is 100, right? So it basically means in Power App, in the gallery control, the first 100 items will be loaded. And if you scroll down, if I scroll, then you will see that the gallery count will increase. Then you are seeing that the gallery count is 200. I scroll more, then you are seeing the gallery count is 300, right? So it basically means that it will fetch 100 items at one time. And I suppose that it is better also if we talk about the performance part, right? So this is the power of Power App, that it only loads 100 items at once. And if you scroll a bit, then it will load next 100 items and then next 100 items. But if I have to search the first item, then how I can do that? I will do, right? So as you have seen, the document count is 10,000. So it basically means that the 10,000 records have been fetched from the Dataverse. It is the search text box. So what it is doing, it is basically searching by means of doc ID, name and author. I've applied filters named as type, phase, from date and to date, right? So as you are seeing that this is a drop down, and these items are basically coming from one of a Dataverse table. I will show you the Dataverse table. It is this doc type. To edit this table, and similarly I will show you the phase table also. So you edit this table, right? So as you are seeing that in this is the types, right? So all these types are being binded into this drop down, right? Financial till process documents, correct? All this, and similarly goes for faces also, right? So I have, so as we are basically making use of six types of faces, this is draft, submitted, approved, rejected, expired, and published, right? So this has been binded with our database table named as DMS underscore face, this one. And I have also make use of date time control. Now let's jump into the search. Now if I want to search the first item, then I will not scroll down and down. I will just type the first item. It's a like search, right? So as you are seeing that this is the first item. So you are seeing that this first item has been searched very quickly, right? And the gallery count is one, and the document count is also one. Now if I want to apply more filters, right? Suppose if I want to search with my name, Abhinav, right? So it will list all those items where the author is Abhinav. Uh, and here you are seeing the document count is 1,000 and the gallery count is 100, right? So again, if you scroll down, then you will see that the gallery count will increase to 200 as you will increase, right? So as you are seeing, the gallery count will increase to 200 if we are moving to the 200 item, and it will, and if we are moving to the next 100 item, then the gallery count will increase to 300 and so on. Now if I want to search more, right, now I have made use of this reset button in order to reset it to the previous. It basically means that the reset function will bring all the records. If I want to search all the items, then doc type as contract, right? So if you are seeing all the items, item count is 1,000 and the gallery count is 100. To apply more filter, suppose if I want to see only the approved faces, so all, if you are seeing that these are the only the approved faces, and how many items are there for approved? 1667. Now if I want to apply a combination of filters, it basically means that suppose if I want to all search all the items which have got Abhinav, which have got type as proposal. So Abhinav has got no proposal type. If it has got type of financial, And the faces, I only want to see the approved faces. So as you are seeing that this count is 333. Now if I want to apply more filter based on the dates, suppose if I want to apply, I'm just doing a random. Suppose if I want to bring all the records which have got date as 2021 till today's date. So as you are seeing that the count is 37. So this search and this filter functions are working very much fine and very fast. Right now we will jump to the query. What query I have written in order to apply, in order to get the correct result set. I will close this app. Yeah, so before moving to the query, I will suggest you to go through this URL. It it is very good to understand you the delegation. As you are seeing that if you scroll down a bit, so you are seeing delegable data sources. So in this, it is mentioned that there are basically four delegable data sources: DataVerse, SharePoint, SQL, and Salesforce. I am talking about the first two in my demo. This is DataVerse and SharePoint, and it is also mentioned that what are the delegable functions you have to use in order to get the correct result set. The filter, search, first, and lookup functions are delegable, and inside these delegable function, what all you have to use and what can be used, like and can be used, in can be used, starts with, end with, and much more. Right, so you have to go through this URL in deep. Now we'll move to the app. Now I will show you the filter query what I have written in order to get this result set. So as you are seeing that this is a gallery, and this has been binded to our DMS underscore DataVerse underscore transactions. If you expand this, right, and you are seeing that I have used make use of filter function, sort functions, and or and this is the DataVerse table DMS underscore DataVerse transactions that I am using, right? And I make use of this of these many functions. I will show you the DataVerse transactions table also. It is already open. As you are seeing that it has got these six types of column: dog ID, dog name, dog author, type, face, and date. Correct? So in this filter function, you are seeing that I make use of inquiry for dog ID, dog name, and author, right? DXT dog search date dot text inquiry. So it's a like query, and I am using the combination of search. So I make use of this and function and also or function because it can be either this or this or this, right? So this is the CMB type, right? It is coming from a DataVerse transaction dog type table, all the values. And if you are seeing this query, I will expand a bit in order to understand it much better, right? So as you are seeing, this is the query that I have written, matching the dog type with the value that have been selected in the drop down, and same goes for face. And for date, I am making a comparison in terms of from date and to date. As you are seeing, that dog date should be greater than or equal to the selected from date and less than the selected to date, right? So this query is working very much fine. I will also paste this query in the description below of this video, right? Now we will move to this gallery count function. For this gallery count, I make use of this count rows function. It is also a delegable function, as you are seeing in this URL. You can easily see that count rows is also a delegable function, but it depends on the data sources also. And this count rows, as you are seeing that this I have just pasted the filter query and apply count rows function. So it is giving me the correct result set, right? So this is the query in order to filter records up to 10,000. I have researched for 10,000, and I am damn sure that it will also work for more than 10,000 records. I suppose till 50,000. Okay, yeah. So now we'll move to the SharePoint part, but as I show you that first, I will show you the implementation part of the SharePoint. Then I will move to the query part. First, we will move to the home page. I will run this app in play mode. This is the home page. Now I will move to the SharePoint. If you see the SharePoint, so first I will talk about the difference and then we will cover that what all things are there in this screen. So as you see that in SharePoint, so you are seeing the document count is 500, but in Dataverse it was coming as 10,000. So the reason is that because of the delegable limit. So count rows function in SharePoint is not a delegable query. So that's why it is only giving the item count as 500. And the second difference, as you are seeing that in Dataverse, I have made this search text box by, I'm going to say search by doc ID, doc name and author. But in SharePoint, I have to make it a people picker control. I have made use of a different control, that is a people picker control. And the reason is that the in function in SharePoint is not a delegable query, right? So I will show you the query later. So these are the two difference. First is the document count and second is the author, right? So why it is coming 500? So if I close this and if I increase the limit of delegable query from 500 to 2000, then it should come 2000, right? So let's search in Dataverse. As you are seeing that it is coming 10,000, correct? But in SharePoint, it is only coming 500, right? And you are also seeing the yellow icon. So it basically indicates that this is not a delegable query, right? So it is 500. Now, if I increase this, I am going to I am going to settings. And now, if I increase the delegable count from 500 to 2000, let's see what will happen. 2000 I have updated. Now I will just refresh the data source, refresh it, it is getting refreshed. Now you are seeing that the document count is 2000. So now can run this app in play mode. So you are seeing that 2000 items are there. So it depends because, and as of now, the actual item is 10,000, but it is showing 2000. And the reason is that the count rows function in SharePoint is not a delegable query. So it will only be restricted to 2000 only because it's the maximum limit. Correct. Now I will apply the same search that I have applied in Dataverse, right? So if you remember that I have searched for the first item. You can search it like this to see how quickly it is coming. 0001. It's not a live query, so you have to give it the full name. Dog 0001. Right? In Dataverse, the inquiry is a delegable, but in SharePoint we have to compromise with starts with an end bit. I will come to the query later, right? So, but you are seeing that the result set is coming very fast, and here I have made use of starts with function. So, some in this case, if I want to search the 100 item, then I will not type 100 here, but I have to type the whole dog hyphen 000 100, right? Then the 100 item will be displayed here, right? But it is coming very quickly, and the document count is 1 and the gallery count is also 1. Now I will reset. Now I will show you that the gallery count is coming as 100. Now if we scroll a bit, right, so the gallery count will increase to 200 as it is there in Dataverse, and we scroll a bit more, then it will come to 300 and so on. Right, it is working same as it is working in Dataverse. Right, before moving, I will show you the backend. Right, so this drop down doc type has been binded with the list name as doc type, and this has been binded with the list name as face. Right, so let's see. Right, so you are seeing this is the DMS underscore doc type, right, and all these items are being binded here, right, in this type. Right, same goes with face also. Right, draft submitted. These are 6 items, and same are coming here also. Right, so this has been binded with this, and author I have taken the people picker control, and these items are coming from a gallery, and this gallery is being binded with this DMS underscore transactions. Correct. Right, so this is the backend configuration. right, in which I have created the list DMS underscore transaction face and doc type. Correct. Now I will apply the same filter that I have applied in DataVerse. In DataVerse, if you remember that I have used a combination of search, and I have selected as Abhinav as an author, doc type as financial, and face as approved. Right. So you are seeing that the item count is 333. So it is giving the same result as it was giving in DataVerse. Right. I suppose that I have applied more filter on the date. I have selected that date as, if you remember, I have selected is 20th of December, January, yeah, 20th of December 2021, and till 30th of December 2024. See, so the count is 37, right? And the gallery count is also 37. So it is the same. Yeah, I can just repeat this in Dataverse. So what I have to do, I just have to go to home page and just have to go to click on Dataverse. I have to type as Abhinav here, Abhinav. Now type financial. Now type face. 333 has arrived. Now I will select the date as December, 20th of December till 30th of December 2024. Right. So you are seeing that this document count is 37 and the gallery count is also 37. Now I will move to the home page, SharePoint. Right. So same thing is coming, but the difference here is only related to the document count and the people picker control. Reset it to the previous, right? So it will move like this. I will also reset this author as this blank. So it is coming as 2000, but I will not recommend, right, to change the delegable limit. So let's check to the delegable limit and just update it to the previous as it was 500. Yeah, because it will load only 500 items when the app will be opened up, right? So once you update it in the settings, then you just have to refresh it so that the changes will be reflected here, right? So as of now, the document count is coming as 500, right? So now I will move to the query part. in in the query, right? So if you select this, then you are seeing that it's a slight different query, right? I have taken the data. This is the SharePoint screen, right? I have taken this gallery control and this gallery control in the items property of this. I have bind it with DMS underscore transaction, and I have used the AND aggregate function as well as the OR aggregate function, as I explained it previously also, that we have to use a combination. So we will be using this and it can be either this or this. So that's why we have to use this OR aggregate function. Correct. Now in SharePoint, what happens? This inquiry will not work, right? So in that case, what we have to do, we have to use this starts with option, right? Suppose if I want to write the inquiry, right? So I have also make use of this. I just need to comment it. I'm just trying to show you what will happen if we make use of inquiry in SharePoint, right? So this red line will be coming, right? And it will show that the query is not delegable. See, the AND part might not work correctly on large data sets. So what it suggests that this in query in SharePoint is not a delegable query and it will not give you proper results. So you don't have to use this in query in SharePoint, right? Mhm. But in Dataverse, this inquiry is working fine, right? This is the major difference. It is the Dataverse, right? And in this, the inquiry is working very much fine. But if we move to SharePoint, right, and if you go to gallery control, this is gallery control. If you go to items property, right, so you are seeing that this inquiry is not working fine. It is showing you the delegation warning, right? So in order to avoid this, so what we have to do, we have to write the starts with option. Just comment it and just enable the starts with. Yeah, the starts with is implemented, and now you are seeing that the items have been loaded. So in SharePoint, you have to use it starts with for text search. So this is the text search, and apart from that, right? So I have used the people picker control as author, right? So we have to write the same query, right? Is blank. I am checking the blank, and then I am trying to apply the filter on the basis of the selected author, right? Doc author dot display name is equal to the selected item in the authors drop down. Correct. Same goes with dog type also and dog face also, same as it was in DataVerse. So, and for date also, it will be the same, that this dog date should be greater than or equal to the selected from date, and dog date should be less than the selected to date. Correct. Now, so this is the query. Hope it is clear to all of you. Yeah, so now I will show you the count rows function. As I discussed that this is not a delegable query. That's why document count is coming as 500, right? So I have just pasted this query, what I have written in the items property of this gallery control in our document count function, in this count rows function, right? But you are seeing that the count rows is not a delegable query. So what that is mean that this count rows is not a delegable query in SharePoint, but it is a delegable query in DataVerse. So it's as it is not a delegable query in SharePoint, so that's why it is giving the document count as 500 only. If it is delegable, then it will give the document count as 10,000, right? And if I increase the limit to 2,000, then it will come as 2,000, right? So whatever will be the delegation limit, right? So the same count will be coming. So now I will just reiterate what I have shown you in this demo. For that, I will move to the same PowerPoint slide, right? So I have covered all these 8 points, right? So what are those 8 points? So I have shown you that how to import 10,000 records in SharePoint as well as in Dataverse, how to apply search and filter on these 10,000 records, and how to apply these count functions in both these data sources. And I have used all kinds of data types, such as text column, multi-line, choice column, person column, date column, in filtering records in a gallery. And the most important point is about the delegation that I have covered. And every time I have focused that always use delegable query to search and filter records to get the correct result set. So hope it is clear. This completes the demo. This is all about large data sets. If you like this video, then please do like, comment and subscribe. And thanks for watching this video and have a great day ahead.